Is this you in Lost World? Dying a lot, not even knowing where from, one tapped all over the place. Struggle busting this mod like you're getting paid for it? Don't worry, stalkers or degenerates, I got you covered. Here are 5 tips that will make your experience in the Lost World mod vastly superior. Now, at this point, if you have clicked on this video, then you've either seen YouTubers play this mod pack or you were starting yourself. And in particular, if you clicked on this, you're probably having some issues. So we're gonna go over some real quick tips and strategies for you to conquer this new version of the Commonwealth. Now, if you think I missed something, please leave a comment down below so that we can get more and more people enjoying all the hard work that was put into this mod pack. Now, real quick, for those that don't know, this is a Wabbajack mod pack. It's not a singular mod. What that means is that Wabbajack is a program that just auto-downloads and installs a pre-approved list of mods to make sure that they all work together so you don't have stability issues with that, right? So it just makes modding your game a whole lot easier. Let's dive right on in. All right, now tip number 1, and it's gonna be the most important tip: slow down. Seriously, take your time. This isn't vanilla Fallout. This isn't hard mode Fallout where, you know, everything still has a good amount of hit points. You don't, and the headshot multipliers are to the moon like GameStop a couple years ago.
Hey, go to the moon. Go to the moon.
Sound is so important in this mod pack, and oftentimes the only clue that you're gonna get that anything's nearby is sound cues. You can run around and do the quick squat to have the thing, or you can creep around, whatever the case may be, so that you can see the indicator above your head on whether you're in danger or not, whether you are about to have to get into a firefight or not. But regardless of that, if you just slow down, take your time, you'll be the first one to fire a shot. From enemies in bushes to ambushing bugs, and I'm being dead serious. There's some very big bugs in this mod pack. To mines on the ground, because VATS is disabled and useless. You can't use that to figure out where things are. So you need to slow down, take your time, use your ears. Combat is quick and brutal. It's fast and over very quick. So take your time. Tip number 2 is going to be, you need to try and get on an episode of Fallout Hoarders. I'm not kidding. If there is anything, especially in 2.0, when you're out clearing a dungeon, if there's something that you can loot, you're gonna want to loot it. You're gonna want to clear that area and then pick it clean, because a lot now in the version that I'm currently streaming, you have the option to just, you know, scrap stuff at the settlement to take care of things there. However, that is not always the case, and in 2.0 that's gone. You've got to live in the world as it is. So going out on loot runs is even more important if you're wanting to build anything in this version of the Commonwealth. That being said, perks like Scrounger are extremely important, because if you can find ammo, and Scrounger is still OP as shit, right? If you can find ammo, you not only do you have currency, right? Because you can barter. So you've got currency. You've got that 38 and that 10 mil that will either save your life because it's gonna fuel the guns that you have. If all you have is a little Keter, then you're good to go when it comes to the 38. But once you graduate and you have a stockpile of like 5 mil or 5.56 or even the 5.45 for the AKs, right? Then you can graduate up to a higher caliber weapon. That's money, baby. Not to mention, I don't know about 2.0, don't quote me on this, but in the version that I'm playing, you still have plasma cartridges and fusion cartridges, right? Not the cores, the actual fusion cells. You still have those. No weapon uses them. None. That's money, baby. The second reason that you're gonna want to get on an episode of Hoarders for this is, like I said, the money factor, right? So to recap, you want to have supplies for your settlement and yourself, but you also want to hold all that money in ammo that you can, because it'll make life easier. Tip number 3 is going to be over armor. I'm gonna have to reword that, aren't I? Enhancements over armor. What do I mean by enhancements? Well, you know, your jet, your psycho jet, your morphine or med-X, whatever it's going to be called in the mod that you end up playing, are going to save your life more than your armor is. Armor is about useless, especially when it comes to headshots. As a matter of fact, you should probably prioritize carry capacity over damage. It's what I've found personally is that armor doesn't really help much. As long as it can block 1 or 2 shots, you're good. But trying to walk around being a tank, if you're not in power armor, it's not happening. And even then, power armor people die real quick. So you're gonna want to have that med-X, you're gonna want to have that psycho jet in order to be able to real quick deal with a threat. It's very, very important. Tip number 4, right? Specialize before you generalize. And what do I mean by that? It's real simple. You're gonna want to get the most out of your weapon choice that you can before you start spreading out, right? Your choice of weapon is more lethal in this mod. Weapons in general are more lethal in this mod than Mel Gibson is in 80s movies. So more lead on target equals more kills and faster kills. Personally, this is the first time and one of the only times that I went with a commando build just to be able to put rounds on target faster. Or if you're wanting to do kind of what I normally do and snipe, you're gonna want to do rifleman. You're gonna want to do it early on and build that up quick. Likewise, when it comes to getting loot, you're gonna want to pick lock picking or hacking first. Early game, I always say go lock picking, turn around and respec into hacking later because it's easier to do that. You get more chances for loot behind lock picks, you get better loot behind packing, and early on you're behind hacking. You get more loot from lock picking, better loot from hacking. More loot is better early on. You need to build yourself up before you start getting the good crap. That is going to bring us to our last tip, which is kind of funny actually. Number 5 is faction choice. Now, normally this is just kind of a playthrough decision. Sometimes if you're doing a permadeath run, then yeah, your faction choice comes into play. Since this mod pack is played in survival, transportation is something that you need to consider 100%. And even then, it's no guarantee to be safe. I can't tell you how many times I took a vertibird from point A to point B and got sniped out the sky. And I'm not doing a permadeath run of this mod because of how quick you are and with how quick you die. And with how quick you die, you have to consider 100% consider that you're gonna get popped from Billy the Raider and drop out of that vertibird. That's something to consider right there. So you have to decide whether you want to go railroad and have, you know, whatever they give you, or if you're going to want to go brotherhood to get access to vertibirds so that you can traverse more area quicker. And if you know the trick, right, for navigating a safe route, which is basically you go to your Pip-Boy and you select locations in your Pip-Boy to customize a route instead of it flying point A to point B. So you can skirt around dangerous areas that way. But you have to take that into consideration. You also want to take into consideration whether you want to be able to use the Institute's teleporter, because it does drop you from the Institute in a safe location. So that's something to keep in mind as well. Faction is going to play a role in how you play the game. The last part of that, of course, is that the final battles play out slightly differently with your faction choices, and how difficult that is going to be is something you're going to want to take into consideration as well when picking your faction. You also want to take into consideration that the Minutemen do have artillery, the Queen of Battle. No, King of Battle. Artillery is king, airborne's queen. Man, I ain't been saying cadences in a long time. So that's gonna wrap it up. Those are my 5 tips for surviving in Lost World. If you are enjoying the content, please remember to like and subscribe. If I missed anything or you think I'm just doing a good job, leave a comment down below. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you degenerates next time.